this high ground. Looks like that creep tumor was able to be taken down by Socke as well. So Socke controlling the action right now with all these stalkers, now getting up a robotics facility as well as a forge. We do see burrow coming out for the roaches, and 9 roaches coming out as well. We do not yet have the tunneling claws though. It looks like the roaches are going to be trying to take down these destructible rocks from the north. So the stalkers are not going to be able to attack the roaches too much. They do pick off one low roach there, and this overlord is going to be providing that sight up to the high ground. If we look at Sen's sight here, he is going to be able to see any stalkers that try to attack him here. Finally going to be able to take down these destructible rocks. But again, off the creep, the roaches are not as fast as these stalkers, and the stalkers do have blink, so they are going to be able to get away from those roaches. But Sen is finally going to be able to start mining again off this natural. If we look, it's 41 workers to 35, and the fact that those workers were not on this natural, he was down to 500 minerals Sen was per minute compared to the 1100 for Socke. See, jousting for position, these two towers so important, especially in these positions, as you're going to be able to shut down any sort of movement by your opponent if you have these two towers, unless they swing wide to the left here. But again, he does have that pylon, and he's got a bunch of forces here as well. So he's got this map. If he's able to take these towers left to right, and we will not be able to see any units from Sen move out without Socke knowing about it. Now we see an observer come out from that robotics facility, going to give sight onto this high ground. These stalkers are going to blink down here. A little bit of a bad position. Blink is not going to come up in time to save a few of these stalkers, so these roaches finally going to take down a few of those stalkers. 3 or 4 went down there, but some good timely blinking by Socke. A few of these stalkers are very low health. Do see trying a little bit of a surround with these roaches, going to make sure that those stalkers are not able to get down safely. The observer is going to see these burrowed roaches though. If we look at the production tab, it looks like we have Hydras coming out for Sen here, an Immortal coming out for Socke, so he is going to counter these roaches with that Immortal. He's also getting +2 weapons for his ground units, as well as a robotics bay. So actually the only tech we did not see out of Socke in that first game was the Colossi. So he may be favoring a little bit of Colossus play in this this matchup on this map, especially considering the roaches and now the Hydralisks are coming out for Sen. This Colossus is going to be a very good counter. I'd like to see this creep spread a little bit more across the map as the roaches and the Hydralisks really do well with the creep there. See good overlord placement by Sen. It's going to be able to see everything going on up top here. Now we see these backdoor rocks going down, breaking out with these Immortals, now pushing forward with the Zealots here. I'd like to see perhaps a forward pylon set down, and now we have a Dark Templar, it looks, at that tower. So did not notice the Templar archives going up there. Looks like we have the burrowed roaches. If we look at the unit counting station, 30 are roaches. Now we have the Dark Templar going into the back of the base of Sen here. He does have the Overseer, so he learned his lesson from that first game. The Observer is going to poke in, allow that creep tumor to be taken down by this army of Socke. The other thing those creep tumors do is they provide the Zerg player with sight. So now Sen is just in his little corner, his northeast corner of the map. Socke is establishing this gold expansion, and he has this tower as well as this pylon on the left side. Sen's not going to be able to sneak anything by the goalie here. So Socke is fully aware of everything going on right now. Perhaps trying to get a decent concave because of the small choke points here. The area of attack and the point of attack is so very important. If Socke was to move in right here, and Sen was able to get a superior concave with his Hydras and Roaches, could spell disaster for the Protoss player. Again, Socke is 1 win from elimination, or 1 loss from elimination. So he's throwing down a few cannons here. Cannons are going to be not only good defense against these units, they're going to prevent any sort of roach burrow movement into the natural, or into the gold here, taking down some of those probes. It looks like the roaches and Hydralisks now moving across. We do see a Colossus coming out for Socke, as well as the extended thermal lance almost complete. So the Colossus is going to be able to take advantage of the terrain here, could get up on the high ground and take down a number of these hydras and roaches. So again, point of attack is so very important. Both players want to maximize their advantage here in the attack or the defense. See, Sen is not going to want to push out here. If he does, he's going to be quite bottled up. We see a number of force fields going down as well. He has to pull back to get a better concave with these units. With the extended thermal lance, though, he's almost forced into attacking as these colossi are doing so much damage to the front of this line. If we look at the units lost tab, 2,900 to 2,200. The army tab, both players pretty even here, 5,700 to 5,200, as we see 9 more roaches coming out for Sen. Those roaches just a little bit heftier against the colossi, as they do have the 145 life compared to the 80 for the hydralisks, but the hydralisks do so much more damage. We see 3 colossi out now, and also a number of immortals. So going to try to get in a good position. Sen really could take advantage if he spreads his units out, as Socke is not in a good position here. He does have to focus down those Colossus. Really like to see a Spire go down for Sen. It looks like Sen's going to lose all these roaches, doing a bad job here. A number of force fields going down. Socke's really able to take down this army of roaches and hydras. We see a split group here coming from Sen. Some reinforcements in the end, only able to take down the 1 Colossus there. And Sen was just not able to answer for those Colossus. He was not able to get a Spire up for those Corruptors, and just did not get a very good concave right at the start here. In this choke, he should have had the advantage against Socke, as all Socke's units could not attack in that small area, but the Colossus, those huge damage dealers with the range 9, were able to do so much damage against those roaches and hydralisks, really whittle down the numbers, and then the reinforcements here came a little too late and not enough. And if we look at the units lost tab, he did lose almost his entire army. Socke hardly lost anything there besides the 1 Colossus, and Socke does even up the series 1-1. So after that marathon win by Sen, Socke comes right back in a 19-minute game here, evens it up, and we will go to a game 3. This will be Sen's map choice, so we'll see what he picks. I'll go ahead and cast that game now. See you there. Thanks for watching.